Hello everyone, and welcome to the Opinionmeter webinar. My name is Morgan Strickland, and I'll be your host during the next 30-45 minutes. I'm the Chief Customer Officer with Opinionmeter, and I'm joined by a few colleagues, Jeff Burns, VP of Marketing out of Philadelphia office, and Nick Satoris, the Director of Customer Success in our Denver office. As you know, we'll be focusing today on the newly revamped user interface of the Survey Manager. You're getting a sneak peek in beta mode. We'll be launching the production version by the end of this month, so we're thrilled to be able to give you this preview of what to expect. I think we'll be going about 30 minutes, maybe 45, depending on Q&A. And feel free to ask questions throughout the webinar. You'll see in the webinar module there's a question box. Just go ahead and type in your questions while we're going through the webinar, and both Jeff and Nick will answer those questions. And if need be, we can stay a little bit afterwards to answer any additional questions. I should also say that this new design, which is a major redesign, revamping of the entire user interface of the Survey Manager, will be rolled out in two versions. First version, as I said, is the end of this month, and the second version will be followed in a few months. Now, version 1 is covering, obviously, the login screen, then the new administrator dashboard, completely redesigned, and then the survey module and all the feature functionality within the survey module, which, as you know, you spend probably 70% of your time in that module. So we wanted to focus on that first. And then followed in phase 2 will be the report module and the device license module. So with that, first, before we jump in, I want to just take a moment to thank you as our customers for all your great input, feedback, comments, suggestions over the years. It's really the lifeblood of our organization, and it allows us to really provide you with a quality product. And so I want to personally thank you and encourage you to keep the feedback coming. It's so appreciated and critical to our success and for us to succeed with you as a customer. So thank you. So that said, let me close down my camera, create a little bit more space, and I'm going to jump over to the slide deck here, and let me move some things around. Before we jump into the demo itself, just a little bit for those of you who don't know the story of Opinionmeter. It goes back actually 5 decades. My father actually was the original inventor of the survey kiosk, and as the story goes, he was an MBA student at Pepperdine University, and overwhelmed and burdened by the task of all the data collection necessary for his thesis. So necessity is the mother of invention, and in this case it resulted in the original survey kiosk. He was awarded a mechanical patent, and as you can see here, this looks much like a TV console on a stand. This predates the PC, predates even the handheld calculator. What's inside here is a hole punch and a slide projector. So I have memories of my father at his home office counting these long strips of hole punches. So I have seen the evolution of this product and the continual pivoting and innovation that has carried us forward to this day. So just a little bit of a background on Opinionmeter. Also, I should say that in the past 18 months, we have really made a major sea change and pivot with how the business is focused. And prior to those 18 months, we were more focused on a DIY, do-it-yourself survey technology. And we've really changed. We've, in a way, come around the other side of the desk, and we're more focused on partnering with our customers and providing them with whatever services they need to succeed, whether that's analytics or survey design. So I want to make sure you understand and know that that's a new shift in our focus, not just the technology, which we excel at, but making sure that our customers can really fully utilize that technology. And we're focused in a number of verticals: patient satisfaction, customer satisfaction. We've always been focused there. Employee satisfaction, visitor hospitality, and most recently, digital forms or electronic data capture, which has opened up a whole realm of possibilities for us. And of course, our technology is multi-platform, cross-platform, multi-mode, device-independent, agnostic, whatever term you'd like to use. And we're doubling down on that, as you'll see, with HTML5 and the best practices of user design, as you'll see as the demo progresses. Also, we are a worldwide footprint. We have customers throughout the world. We have licensees and distributors in 10 countries, and as you can see, we work regularly with Fortune 500, Fortune 100, as well as small to medium-sized businesses. Okay, so time for the actual demo. We're going to be covering some of the main user interface changes, and these are the bullet points you see here. Drag and drop. I think you'll love this feature. It simplifies and makes visual the process of designing your survey. Faster workflow. Basically, a user design, if it's well designed, it makes it more efficient for the user to get what they need more quickly and always be seeing relevant information. The admin dashboard I mentioned earlier. Responsive design. What does that mean? Responsive design means it's responsive on any screen size. So for the first time, you'll be able to run the Survey Manager, which is a massive, over 1 million lines of code application, on your tablet, not just on a PC. You can even run it on your phone, but I don't recommend it. There's too much information for a small screen. Localization. We've also worked on the architecture, not just the user interface. This is not just a facelift, but a whole architectural change of our platform to support future growth, but also to support localization. We've had numerous customers say, we'd like to see all the menus in Spanish or in Arabic. So this will be also coming down the pipe. Streamlined menu, simplified survey design. So let me get out of the deck here and jump into the application. So here I am in the admin dashboard. I've already logged in to the application. And just to give you a reference point, this is what that used to look like in the current design. This is what it now looks like. Completely new design. We've moved some things around. And let me first say that if you ever are confused as to where something is or was placed, you always have this nice little button right at the top, which takes you right back to the old UI. The old user interface is always available to you, so do not worry. And that's in every screen. In fact, this top panel is persistent throughout the application. So why don't I start there? We've added, by the way, a feedback button here. So you can give us your feedback more easily. You don't have to go through Help Desk. You can just click here and drop in any comments. We'll be adding a little camera icon here too, so you can take screen captures and drop them in as well. So that's one click away, feedback directly to us. The Help Desk, this takes you to the standard Help Desk that you're familiar with. And notifications are all been brought up here, all the different notifications. When you click on them, this will expand. So that's available there. And your profile, change password, and then log out. So that's what's up in the right-hand corner. And as you can see, this design is based on panels, which is the latest best practice in UI design. We're using a flat design approach. So here in the left panel are all the different surveys in this particular dummy account that we've created for this webinar. And in the center is dynamic. This is dynamic based on what you click on this side of the panel. So if I change my survey, this will change. And all the data relating to surveys. If I scroll down here, you'll see survey metrics. There's 36 completed responses. There's one incomplete. The average time took 0.53 minutes to complete the first and ending date range of the beginning and last survey to be completed. And below we have meta metrics. You know, what device type is it on? This happens to be on an iPad. How many questions in the survey, etc. So this is all dynamic. You can adjust your chart however you want here as well. And as I change here, this obviously updates. So we have here the tab Surveys, and if you want account details, you can also go to the Account Details tab. And you can always filter too. You can do any kind of filtering you wish in any of these tabs. So what's nice about this is you have an immediate view of the most recent surveys that you've created, an instant view of how they're progressing in terms of volume of responses, complete versus incomplete, and the metadata. Now we've also added quick shortcuts here. So if you want to edit a survey or brand, rebrand, customize the look, skin, theme of your survey, you have one-click access. Before you'd have to go through several layers of menus to get to these. Preview, distribute, analyze, delete. So these are just quick shortcuts available to you at one click. To the right here in this panel is more, as it says, account statistics. So how many devices do I have in my account? How many pending, expired, inactive? I can look at this either in numerals or in a chart. How many surveys do I have running? I have 8 device surveys and 2 online surveys. How many responses do I have, et cetera, et cetera. And then below here, members. This is more applicable. Well, the users, if you have multiple users in a single account, they'll all be shown here, but also for enterprise clients. If you have sub-accounts, they'll all be shown here too. These are current members. Important members is really just high volume members. And of course down below, support area, you can always email us, but during business hours there'll be another button here for live chat. You can go right into a live chat with one of the support engineers right from your interface. So that's a quick overview of the admin dashboard. I also want to show you the expandable menus that we have now, and this is very familiar to you or those of you who use mobile apps. They call it the hamburger button. So we have reduced the number of menus. Thank you, thank you. This has been requested numerous times by creating 3 layers of menus. So for example, 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, actually 4 from the top down. So we've nested these smartly so that you aren't overwhelmed with tons of menus as you're used to in this application. So you see all these menus. Now it's simplified. Same with the reports, devices, and again you have access to your help menu here or persistently at the top of any screen. So help is always available, and again you can always toggle back to the old interface if you want. So just to give you some examples of how we can click some of these items, these shortcuts here. So if I wanted to preview the multi-mode survey, I can just click preview and jump right in without having to go through the menus on the left at all. And this happens to be a multi-mode survey. So we've got, a desktop, tablet, and mobile here. So you can just toggle through and see the same survey on different devices. And for those of you who don't know, this is actually an HTML5 rendering, so it is a WYSIWYG, and you can actually take the survey. You're not recording any data when you do this, and see exactly how this will appear on your device before downloading it. That's the purpose of it. A quick tip, you can either go here to get back to the console or just click on the logo at the top left corner. And it'll take you back to the admin dashboard. So, okay, so here we are. We took a preview at the multi-mode survey. If I go to sample tablet, and by the way, the speed of this is a little slow because we're on a staging server, not our production server. This will be much faster come the end of this month when we go to production mode. Let's say I wanted to edit this survey. Again, I don't have to go through a series of menus. I can just access it right from one click, right from the admin dashboard, which I will see as soon as I log into my account. And here I have the ability to edit the survey. And I can go in and I can modify the logic. I can do add, anything you would do to when designing a survey, you can obviously access. So you can see some of how we've reorganized things. Logic is all within one nice pop-up. And we're trying to keep everything in view so that you don't have to go through layers of screens to access what you need. And you'll see this as we go. So that's a logic, add media, is available here, etc. So that's just an example of how you can get in and edit something quickly. So I'm going back to the admin dashboard. What I thought I'd do now is just quickly take you through, and I know we have limited time, but designing a survey from beginning to end. So designing, branding, distributing. So you can either do that through the menus. Menus are always here for you, create new survey, or at the bottom of the dashboard we've added a shortcut. Again, trying to limit menu use. And so here you are in the beginning of the wizard, the survey design wizard. You can see we've renamed a few things. So instead of design, it's author. Instead of customize, it's brand, distribute, analyze. So let's get started. And also, we are adding more and more videos throughout the application. So it's context-sensitive videos. So you can have a video about the screen that's relevant to where you are in the application. And we're also adding tooltips throughout. So a lot of good help there on its way. So here, blank survey, I can start from scratch. I can grab from a survey template. These are just dummies in this demo account, but we can go ahead and grab anything from our template library or clone an existing survey. But we'll just start from scratch. We can go multi-mode, which supports online, web surveys, phone, or tablet. And these refer to our phone and tablet refer to our native app. We're one of the leading providers of native survey applications for iOS, Android, and Windows Phone, opposed to some of our competitors claim they have an application, but it's a mobile web solution. Now, we also have mobile web as well, fully HTML5 supported. You can create an online survey, distribute it as a mobile web survey, or as an email, distribute via email, QR code, SMS, or just as a web survey. So multiple options there. Let's just stay single mode, give it a name, and I'll say Morgan's survey. And we'll just go ahead and grab, we're in single mode, so I'll just create a tablet survey, optional description field, and submit. And so this will take us into the designer, and this is a major change in the system. The design mode, as you'll see. So now we have a canvas, and it's a canvas in which you can actually just say, hey, here's all the questions I have to choose from. I'm just going to drag onto the canvas and drop that question. Boom, there it is with some default text. You can change it to single column. All the options are available. So now this area is brand new. Before, you'd have to go into each individual question to see all of your options, add that question, then add another, then add another individually, and you could only see all of these details, the properties as we're calling it, individually. So this is a huge efficiency shift for us. And you can obviously type in, a question, and you'll see it automatically update to the left, or the familiar libraries are available to you. And you can go in and let's just say I want a demographic question based on age, grab it, done. I also, rather than typing in my responses, I can always use the library here as well. And let's go follow age-related answers like that. Sure, that's good. Let's drop that in. Done. Didn't have to change that. Let's change it to a single column instead. Looks good. Okay. And here are all your optional features. If I want to make this a required response, I can check that. All the different options are here below. And you can collapse the menus. All these arrows can collapse. They by default are expanded. So I'm going to save that question, right? And now let's just say I want to add another question. I just drop it right in here, and I have another question. So I can go ahead and play around with that, save it, and add and add and add. You can also drag. You can reorder just by dragging. So drag and drop functionality is going to add so much time saving, and it's more visual. It's more GUI. I certainly prefer it. I hope you do too. So as you notice that when I double click on a question, this goes from question type to properties. That means I can now edit this question that is highlighted in the blue line, and I can modify any of the features I want. Or if I want to change to another question, I can now modify that. And that's what the Properties tab, it'll automatically change when you're in question mode. Or if you wanted to switch to question mode to insert more questions, you just do so from here. Make sense? So now we can progress to the next step in the survey design process, which is branding or creating a theme or skin for, we call skins for online surveys, themes for device surveys. They're one and the same, really. And again, these will be populated with the default skins that we already have in the production system, and anything you change will automatically render here. So you have a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. You know what you're going to end up when you download the survey. Just quickly, if I wanted to create a new skin, I'll just show you some of where we've put all the controls in customizing and branding your survey to look, you know, exactly the way you want with your logo and corporate colors. So page layout is here. All the different features, question format here, and response format here. So you have all the controls. You can create a new skin or use an existing template skin or modify an existing template skin. So those options are available to you here in the sidebar. And if this was a multi-mode survey, you'd see the 3 tabs, web, tablet, phone, and you could do all at once in one sitting. So distribute. Third and final step. There used to be 4 steps to our wizard, but again, trying to simplify the number of areas you need to go to complete tasks. So author, brand, distribute, done. And here we've, again, simplified things so you only see what you need to see at a given time. This is a device survey, so we have the option of a pull or a push. Push is push notification. You can schedule these, you can do it instantly or schedule them and change surveys by using push notifications to any device in the field or multiple devices simultaneously. Pull is when you are actually downloading a survey you're pulling it from the device, from the server to the device. And there's different directions, but different ways of distributing your survey. So if I select a location, I can either have multiple locations or single locations. I click Next, and here's the new address book, much improved user interface of the address book. And I have one device. I'm just going to select that device, add selected devices, and now that will appear in this area down here telling me what devices are already assigned to this device. Okay, so that's a quick, there's so much to dig into and we have limited time, but hopefully this gives you a good flavor of the interface. Let me show you a few other things. This is some common screens, like list of surveys. And I just want you to see some of the new, and this will be a consistent interface throughout the system. It's known as a flat user interface. And this is the new table view. So any survey you have, the one I just created, for example, is here. And it tells you the type. It tells me this is a tablet. Whereas this is a multi-mode survey. This is deployed to a web, phone, and tablet. So it's kind of a nice visual instead of words. This tells you your status. If I wanted to preview the survey, if I wanted to edit the survey. So I can edit here or from the admin dashboard or from the menus. And of course I can delete. So that is a quick overview. Let me just jump back to the slide deck here. And also, we will be going into a good Q&A session now as well, just following this. But I did want to say that, as I said at the beginning, our customers are everything to us, and your input is absolutely critical. So please give us your feedback on what you've seen, what you hope to see, and I know you won't be able to access this design for a few more weeks, but when you do, we will be conducting more webinars, training. Just please reach out to us and give us your feedback. And do that by taking a test drive. And I did also want to share with you how to sign up with a trial account if you are not a current user. You can just go to our website, opinionmeter.com, click right at the top here. It's throughout the website, but try us free. It's a free, you don't need a credit card, and just give you full access, enterprise level access for 30 days, and you get also a device license for all the different modes, online, tablet, phone, and just fill out this form and you will be in the system ready to go. So I want to make sure that you're aware of how to sign up with us for any free trials. And let me see if I think we have a few questions. Oh, Nick tells me there's a question about how will reporting be handled? Let me just see the entire question here. How will reporting be handled in the new UI? Dave, great question. Thank you for that. Reporting in the new UI, as I say, that's phase 2, so we're currently working on that. I expect to release that in about 2 months, and you will see the similar simplified user interface that we have done within the survey module. And you'll see here the report menus are available, and I should explain, whenever you go here to the reports to run a report, you will automatically be taken to the previous user interface. So you're not limited when you're logged into the new user interface. You're not limited to just the survey module. You can use the entire application. Just be aware of the fact that until reports are released and device module is released in the new UI format, the old UI will become available within your login. Okay? I should also say that we are planning to introduce Tableau as another BI tool integrated through API into the Survey Manager. So those of you who have Tableau dashboard business intelligence licenses, you'll be able to integrate that with your Survey Manager or Opinionmeter data. So that's coming down the pike as well. Another question from Sanjeet. Will it be possible to change surveys from single mode to multi-mode or add modalities after they are created? Yeah, that's a great question. Let me ask Nick if that's the case. I believe that once you create a survey, it's in the mode that you've created, but what you can do is, let's say you create an online survey and you want it in all 3 modes. You can just go in and do a clone, copy it, and set it as a multi-mode survey and use it that way. That's my understanding.
That's correct. So right now, when you create a new survey, whether it's single mode or multi-mode, it's locked into that and the modalities that you've chosen. However, it's very easy to create a duplicate of an existing survey. When you're creating a new one, there's just an option on the screen that says create from another survey.
Right.
It'll copy all your branching, all your piping, all your themes over. It'll be an exact copy. And what you can do is if you have a historical survey, say that's just mobile phone, and your new one is a multi-mode that's online and tablet, because all the questions are identical, all you need to do is go into your existing reports, and there's one checkbox to make it include both surveys. And because the questions are identical, the report will seamlessly just incorporate both of them into the report.
Right.
So it's a very simple process, doesn't take more than a couple minutes.
Fantastic. Nick, thank you. I trust everyone heard Nick chime in there. He echoed what I said, but with more detail. So yes, the solution to switching modes once a survey has been created, especially if it's live, is to clone it, and then you have the option of changing modes however you wish. Third question we have from Mike about paper surveys. Yeah, paper surveys, you probably noticed here in the system that when I go to create new survey, the multi-mode supported web, tablet, and phone only. And we do not plan to carry forward in the new UI paper surveys, but we will be downward compatible, or what I should say, we will be supporting them through our old interface, which is the current interface, supports paper surveys and will continue to do so. So if paper surveys are critical to you, for the time being, you'll be going up here and using the existing interface. Yeah, because when you go multi-mode, you see online, mobile, tablet, but you don't see the paper. And we have, since we've been in business so long, we have legacy, the OMTPK, the UMPC. These are devices that are 7 or 8 years old, and we've just made the decision not to carry those into the new user interface, since we have very few, if any, users actually still using those. They've moved up to the latest and greatest mobile technology. So that is the answer from Mike's question. Let's see, are there any other questions? I think Nick has one more question coming through here. Yeah, in terms of transitioning between the two UIs, let me just do it here. As I said, persistent above all your screens is this button that will take you to the older version, and I've timed out, but it will take you to the familiar interface of the Survey Manager. So you can toggle back and forth, and there will be a ribbon up here in the right corner when you're in the older system that will just, you click to take you to the newer system. So you can toggle back and forth if you become, confused and you can't find something quickly that you're used to finding in a different place. Not to worry, that will always be available to you, toggling back and forth. Like I said, please, as we wrap this up, I know we've come to our half-hour limit mark. Please give us your feedback. We'd love to hear from you. We rely on it, and we'll be doing continual subsequent webinars like this, especially when we get closer to the actual launch date, the end of this month. And we can always jump into ad hoc training sessions as well. Keep an eye out on the video tutorial link to here, videos. We have over 100 videos that we'll be redoing because they currently are representing the older interface here. If you don't know, this is a huge asset for you, the video library. As you can see, this is quite a library. Each is a unique video that you can launch. And there is a search field too. So this is just an example of one. But there is a search field at the top that's really helpful because there's so many videos. You can just, if you're looking for how do I set up an enterprise license with sub-accounts and set privileges, just go type right in here, and that will get you to the answer as quickly as possible. So I think that wraps us up. Please send out any other questions. You can reach us at customercare@opinionmeter.com, as well as support@opinionmeter.com. And we have recorded this webinar as well. For those of you who might want a copy of this, we'll be making that available on our website. So thank you for your time. Appreciate you attending the webinar. We're thrilled about this launch. It's a huge, huge improvement for our systems, long time coming, and we're very close to the launch date. So stay tuned. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.